Welcome to the 10th season of The Author's Corner. Each show is jam-packed with interviews, reviews, and so much more for you, the author and the artist. And now, here's our host, author H.D. Campbell.
Welcome to another episode of The Author's Corner with H.D. Campbell. As always, I'm your host, H.D. Campbell. We have a brand new show, but we also have a brand new format where I'll be right here in my office, whether it'll be on my couch or in front of my monitor with my logo. You're going to see the best of The Author's Corner right here in my brand new office studio. This is my loft area. I'll take a tour on another episode. In addition to author interviews, I'm also bringing back HD's 2 Cents, where I'll be talking about everything from publishing, to promoting, to editing, to writing, to getting your work out there. Anything that you might need help with, I'm going to give you a small tutorial. There will be different things also about journalism and blogging. But just know that the Author's Corner is here. It's not going anywhere. We're going to have the hottest authors. We're going to have the best writing advice. We're going to have a lot of great interviews. In addition, we're going to have bigger shows, on-location shows. We're going to have we're going to have cooking segments. We're going to have a lot of different things. On today's show, we're going to have the conclusion of our interview with Elliot Howard. We're going to continue our talk about COVID-19, but we're also going to talk about his writing career, what he's doing so far, as well as a little Black History trivia within his own family. Next, we'll be talking to Queen Anoshi. We'll be talking about everything from counseling to her art to her books, even what she does for H.D. Campbell Productions. Yes, she basically works with H.D. Campbell Productions, doing a lot of cover art as well as production work. So, without further ado, when we come back, we're going to start the ball rolling with Elliot Howard.
Do you need editing and formatting services, promotion, or do you need a press kit? Let H.D. Campbell Productions put together a package to suit your needs. Let us handle your promotion, editing, press kits, photography service, and a lot more. We even do custom videos and videography. To learn more, log on to www.hdcampbell3.com or email us at hdcampbell3@msn.com for a free brochure. You can also contact us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. We guarantee professional services at reasonable prices. Check us out, and as always, let your writing fuel your spirit.
While I look at last week's show, let's go to Elliot Howard, where we're going to continue our conversation about COVID-19 and learn more about his book, Take a Walk With Me.
Yes. So I think that, generally speaking, I think the public is on their own coming to these conclusions that I'm bringing up anyway. And I think that there is a ownership that the media needs to go back to the journalism and actually reporting just the facts I do my own type of calling this thing. I have a podcast. Like, I have a podcast host. My show is Millennial Money Management. I have a show that runs once a month. And I just had mine yesterday with Elliot, with the head of Andrew Elliot of Elliot Associates out in Southern California. He's a financial guru with over 30 years. And we talk about what's been going on the coronavirus affecting on everybody on the economic and financial front. And so but that being said, as a columnist, I have a place. I'm not a journalist, and we're lacking in that. We need more journalism to actually just present the information as it has happened, and let people do their own due diligence. It's easier now. We got Google, we got Bing, we got other things that we can do on our own to trust and verify the information provided by the media. And so that's where I think that we are missing the vote in society, because the stairs getting mixed up, and it's not. It hasn't really been valued as a fact of, okay, is this really something I need to be scared of in the magnitude that we are putting it into? So that's where I am with that.
Okay. Now, before we go any further, I want to, you had mentioned something about a milestone.
Yeah, milestone. This happened. There was a celebration, again, the anniversary of, we all know 52 years ago. This is a story, we talk about the history books, and all the kids know Martin Luther King Jr. beginning of the month of April was assassinated. The thing is that, and we all know that he was assassinated in Memphis on his balcony of a hotel that he was staying at. The thing is that there's more to the story than what's been shared in the media, and I'm not bringing up all the other conjectures and rumors and innuendos. This is actually something that's bona fide, actual fact. Robert Howard, who was the president of the Northern Georgia Southern Christian Leadership Conference and the president of SNCC, which was another arm of the civil rights movement that was really big during the 1960s, which of course, all of us now are living off of their shoulders and the lives that they laid down to get us this equality that we have now, presently. Well, Robert Howard was leading a march in one of the towns for equality of education, and he was kidnapped by the police chief. Him and his second command were kidnapped by the police chief and mayor, as well as a part of the police force who were part of the Ku Klux Klan. They were put in the jail cell and tortured for 7 days, leading up to what we would come to know as the day that Martin Luther King Jr. got assassinated. And he was not let go until it was confirmed that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. This meeting was supposed to take place in the week to follow the assassination. And so Robert Howard is now 80-something years old down in Georgia, so he's still living to this day. A couple years after, a year after the kidnapping, the Ku Klux Klan firebombed his mom's house down in Georgia. So, but look, ultimately in the end is that he won. We all won in this, all the sacrifices. He also was one of the guys, one of the individuals that championed for the justice for the Morris Ford incident, and you have to Google that to get that full detail, but it was another gathering of racists that killed military members and their family that were returning from war back in the 40s and 50s. And there's a whole plaque about dedicated to it. And the case has now been reopened in Atlanta and Southern Central Georgia area, and justice will be served on that. We've been championing that for years. So I thank Robert Howard and those that follow him for what we now benefit from what they have done to sacrifice. And I try to do my part to make sure people don't forget. And what they don't know, we need to acknowledge, there's a lot more to that story that happened in Memphis. So.
Okay. See, I'm getting a little bit of history, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of everything. Like I said, I mean, that's why I'm going to let everybody know. We're going to switch gears for a second, but like I say, first I want to thank you for all your information on Convoy 19 because, like I say, there's a lot of misconceptions in the media. There's a lot of misconceptions everywhere. And by you being on the front line, you know more than anyone would know. So I do want to think about that, most definitely. Because you're on the front line. I mean, you're there.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
so now I want to switch gears. I want to talk about your book, which is published by Hard Drive Publishing, which is a subsidiary of AC Campbell Productions. Your book, Take a Walk With Me, is getting great sales. It's getting getting well received. We got more marketing coming next week. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, I feel good. I mean, I'm excited about the fact of being able to work with you. And being able to work with you and take my next steps as an author and as a poet. And I do like writing poetry, and it's a great way for I think people to get their thoughts out, and it's been helpful for me. And so, I'm loving it.
Awesome. So what are some of your next steps?
Well, right now, Real Lives looking at being re-released. It wasn't possibly re-released because Take a Walk With Me is the second book in the series, and of course the third book in the series, which is called Days of Revelation. I'll be submitting that to Hard Drive Publishing.
Awesome.
And so there's a connection through, and to understand that the books are written in such a way that there's an implicit. It's all about the implicit storyline. So the poetry won't stand alone by themselves, but if you read beginning to end, there's an implicit storyline that follows through the books. So, Take a Walk With Me is to go on the journey of a relationship. I'm not a love poem poet, but I think that the love journey between two couples, like a certain publisher that always loves talking about his wife's toes, I'm not but there's a journey that we take, and the thing about the Take a Walk With Me, and again to the publisher that loves his wife's toes, there's the thing is that of all the women in the world, there's one that you can walk up to, even if they're in a group, sitting in a group, you can just say, take a walk with me, and she'll come. No questions asked. That woman is different from the rest.
Yes.
And that's the woman that deserves your attention. Every time, without fail. Right, okay?
Oh, yes.
And you can even use that phrase as a metaphor. So, like, there's not really a whole lot of parks. My wife is 100 miles away from me. She's a controller at a major company in Houston. And if I call her in mid-morning, which she's in the midst of an audit, guess what? She takes my call. Not every woman would do this, but she does.
Yes.
See, take a walk with me. There's a journey. There's a journey of that unique relationship, And she was like this whenever we first met. Okay, and the fact the restaurant that we met at no longer exists at that location.
Right.
And I remember that night because we ended up going to a secondary location after we got something to eat, and that was impromptu. And she just came along with it. And she went. There was traffic that night. Hard time finding a place to park. We had separate vehicles. She didn't know me, and I didn't know her. But instead of turning around and going home, because the fishing day was over after we met for something to eat, she found a spot. She found a spot to park, and then she met me at the location when she didn't know me from Adam. We sat there for like 3 hours and continued our conversation. That's the reason why I think it's about the journey. It's about the repercussions of decisions. It's about, like, for ladies that wonder, like, you know that men communicate differently than women?
Yes.
I wonder if he's thinking about you, how he's thinking about you. Is he just as excited about talking to you as you are to him? You know, is he what's running through our minds, really, at the time? Are we really thinking about, and granted, I don't talk for all men. Men are as different as snowflakes, just like women are different as snowflakes. But if there are particular men that have certain thoughts a certain way towards the woman that he loves, you know, and you wonder what, we do right that sometimes even the best of us are still bad at sharing what we think and feel. At the moment, we want to have that, we don't want to be that diarrhea or Niagara Falls in the mouth. You know, we want to maintain our machismo.
Right. Exactly.
Right? You know, but we're feeling a certain type of way, and we need someone to talk to. And the best person to talk to is the one that we want to talk to. That's what I'm saying. That's what I say. So don't think that ladies don't think that you're just a throwaway choice. No. We love you. We trust you. For a guy, trust is our love language. Okay? And, because, sex is fun, and beauty is an eye to beholder. So everybody, so, any guy can look at any particular type of woman, and they're like, even if other guys don't see it, he does. He thinks that she's beautiful. But I guarantee you, the reason why he's stuck with her has nothing to do with her looks. He might not be good at saying it, but the reality is, like, he's speaking these, he has someone that he can put his heart in her hands and knows that she won't rip it apart.
Yes.
But the difference between a girl and a woman is that a woman realizes the amount of trust that he's actually putting with her with that and won't rip it apart. Right? And the difference between a man and a boy is that the man sees that woman respecting the fact of what he's given her, and then respects her all the more for actually cradling his heart and not ripping it asunder.
Right.
Because a lot of times the words "I love you" is expressed through the action. The loving action. Even if I could say I love anything all day long. I love pancakes. But if I need someone to feed, but if I need something more than a pancake, I gotta make the pancake, and still the pancake still won't get it done.
Right.
I'm 100 miles away in Beaumont. I look at my wife's picture every day.
Yes.
Pictures every day. I'm going through my phone. I'm my screensaver on my phone. And I'm looking at my family, but I'm looking at her. I love my boys. Don't get me wrong. I love my boys.
Right.
But I miss. Not only do I miss them, I really miss her.
Right. Which I truly understand. You love your children to death, but it's her that you miss.
Oh yeah.
So I truly understand that. And I also love how it reflects in your poetry, in your words, and you talk about, because see, I love, everyone has a different love language, and yours talk about that language. And it could be the language of your parents, it could be the language of you, all in the same context. Which is pretty much so why I love it. And I hope the sequel you're coming out with gives more of that.
Oh, Days of Revelation, and I'm organizing it. Of course, it's been kind of challenging being in two different locations. But Days of Revelation, when it does, you'll see it whenever because I'll be submitting it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this whole notion after you've gone through the cycle of tests that's hinted at throughout the inaugural book of Rewritten Lives, you get to a point, you take a step and you look back
Right.
at what you went through. In the days of revelation, again, what did you actually learn?
Exactly.
So that's going to be in the center of Days of the Revelation called the church service. And in Days of Revelation, it involve a lot of going back to the roots of the fact that, I grew up not just in the church of, going to Sunday school and Bibles and summer Bible study and all those types of things, but it's also the whole notion of, my life was such that I grew up. My dad at the time of being a business executive was an ordained minister, so was my mom.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I had a deaconess named Arlethea Williams, who was also a civil rights fighter, and but she was my mentor, she was my friend, and she passed away years ago. But I had her. I had Pastor Moses Vane, who knew me from birth, who was I had him on speed dial. He taught me from being a baby all the way up to the time he passed away about 6-7 years ago. He retired, but he would still call and check on me, and I would call and check on him. And we're talking about my grandmother was a housekeeper and cook with the Catholic rectory in Fostoria, Ohio. So when I was with her 7 days during the week, because my mom worked, my dad, and we had things that were going on. I would be with my grandmother, and I would spend time with the Catholic priest. I grew up within the Catholic Church, even though I wasn't Catholic.
Right.
Okay, and I will say this, David. I will say this. I was going to sidebar about that. The bad apples that were the bad apples that they are.
Mm-hmm.
They prosecuted what they were. But on the flip side, though, there were a lot of good Catholic priests and ministers and clergy, and they were nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt safe, and there were 2 instances in my life that actually they were the only ones that I could turn to for help, for guidance, and being not Catholic, and they opened the door to me anyway.
I love that.
It's I'm not going to just throw the baby out with the bathwater. The people that did their evil, as with anybody else, there's a special place in hell for those individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But for the ones that actually blessed my life, the monsignors that came to my grandmother's wake and funeral, and some other instances as well, I'm thankful for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I have that. So the days of revelation is the fact of what all did you see in this picture of your life? There's stuff that you thought that you saw, and then there's stuff that you actually did see.
Okay.
So that will pick up from almost said that's book number 3. Because like I said, in the end of Rewritten Lives, the poem that says it, that encapsulates it all, is a means to an end.
Right.
Okay? So, everything we go through is a means to an end. So, the love relationship that we're blessed to have, God leads us to a particular type of woman, some with really nice toes. And our lives are never the same, but always brought to the better. Right?
Right. Well, definitely.
Everything that goes along with it. Now, okay, so you saw that. So now, there's a revelation will be the whole notion of what else? No, so that's where I'm leaving it with that. I think people have shown their love for Rewritten Lives, and please keep on doing so. It's a really good book. Take a Walk with Me is a phenomenal read. It takes you through different. If you are a poetry fanatic, and you in the sense of you like the different styles of poetry, from haiku to rounds to free verse to rhyme, even a little bit of rhythmic in some places, and used in such a way to propel you through a book, if it's done the right way, you will love to take a while. But besides the fact of the luxury that it takes you, that uses as a backdrop.
Right. As an author, do you have any words of wisdom you want to share or anything you want to say? Actually, and also, too, I also want you to add, if you would like to, while people have this time,
Well, I mean,
what kind of advice would you give?
if you're quarantined at home, can't go anywhere, it's perfect time to write. You can write about anything. I once joked with a guy, said about the fact that you can write poetry about pneumonia. You can write poetry about anything.
Right.
You can write, even if it's just a simple fact of like doing journalism, or not journalism, but journaling. But, get you a journal. And just start writing thoughts that come to your head. It's good to just organize your thoughts so that way your mind isn't just wandering all over the place. What is it that you're dreaming about? When you close your eyes, or even if you're daydreaming with your eyes open, what is it that you're seeing? There's nothing wrong with journaling. And poems, you can use poems to journal. But either way, if that's a snapshot of time, because everything that you're doing is a product of your thought process anyway.
Well, you can buy his book, Take a Walk With Me, on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, as well as a few other locations. Also, to learn more about his book, you can also go to the hard drive page, which we have right on the screen, as well as to learn more about what's going on in other segments or to submit books to Hard Drive Publishing. You can either drop me a line on my Facebook page, HD Television, or you can go to my website at www.hdcampbell3.com and drop me a line there. When we return, we're going to talk to Queen Anoshi, where we're going to talk about her role with HD Campbell Productions, as well as her books and her life. Stay tuned.
By Late Murder at 10 by H.D. Campbell. Former investigative reporter Mark Alexander thought his life hit a slump when a mass shooting results in the murder of a controversial news anchor. Can Mark get out of his head long enough to crack this case? Well, I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to get your own copy of Late Murder at 10 on Amazon.com and coming soon to your favorite bookstore.
Welcome back to the Author's Corner, where we give you more news than Who Shot JR and Ghost combined. Welcome back to the show. Our final author we'll be talking to is Queen Anoshi. Queen Anoshi is also, just like Lula Carter, is a big backbone to AC Campbell Productions. Welcome to the Author's Corner. I hope everything I hope your week was good. How was your week?
It was good. It was busy. A lot of clients with all of this coronavirus shutdown and stuff. A lot of people wanting to talk, and just it has been busy.
Oh, trust me, it's not even just coronavirus; it's the mental implications of the coronavirus as well. A lot of people are working.
Very much so. You know, people are at home, and it's been different, and a lot of times they're not used to being with their kids all day long, and so now they're having to de-stress and stuff like that, but that's what we're here for.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like I say, anytime you get on and talk to someone and get some clarity, get some understanding, that's awesome.
That's right. Exactly right.
So I'm going to start at the beginning. Actually, I'm going to start exactly what we're talking about now. You're a life coach. Explain to me about how your life coaching works.
Okay, well, I'm actually a doctor of metaphysics. I work with things on a spiritual level. I do like energy healing, chakra cleansings, and things like that. And so I did go for life coaching because I have a pastoral counselor, but I'm not licensed. So I was like, I want to find a way to just like not just being a pastoral counselor, but helping people, develop their life, learn their life purpose, develop self-love, So I became a life coach, and it is actually just more of helping people have a building block for their life. We're not, I'm not a therapist, so I can't really work with someone that's like dealing with mental illness and stuff like that. But although I have places that they can be referred to, but I can work with people who are having marital issues and want someone to talk to and get advice from. I can do that, but I don't prescribe medicine, and I don't actually give diagnosis on a person.
Okay.
So really, we just work with what the doctors, their MD says. We build on that because we do a lot of herbal medicines and stuff like that. So we're able to help them be holistic on the holistic practice more than anything. Be able to grow.
Okay. So one last question, then we'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned a lot about PTSD. What type do you work with? A lot of people with PTSD?
I do, although we don't really get into the mental part of it. What we do is once you get the diagnosis, we teach you techniques that you can use to help manage it, because most people don't understand. But once you have developed post-traumatic stress disorder, it's not something that goes away. It's just something that you learn to manage. And so we teach techniques like meditations. We work with like the energy. We do a lot of guided studies to help people build themselves, because there's a lot of underlying things that comes with dealing with post-traumatic or PTSD. And we teach them how to manage their stress level. We teach them how to be able to deal with triggers, but we don't actually treat them as MDs. We get the diagnosis and we teach them how to manage it.
Yeah, we talked about series. Now we're moving on to something more interesting. So my next thing is you are an author. Tell me, what kind of books do you write?
Ooh. All right. You see, I had to start blushing on that one. So I write romance. I write paranormal romance. I write young man, older women books. I write psychological romance thrillers, but all of them got romance in. All of them got romance.
So let's talk about one thing at a time.
Yeah.
First, let's go into. I'm curious about the young man, older woman books. What? Now, tell me your time. What started that trend?
I don't know. I just one day just decided I wanted to write as a young man, and so this book is called "Can I Keep You in Mind?" and it's actually in Florida. That's where most of it takes place. And I just wanted to write as a 23-year-old young man one day. And so I'm writing as a 40-year-old woman and a 23-year-old man in the book. I don't know if I channeled my inner younger man or what, but I just started writing. I just decided to write as a 23-year-old man. That's literally how I got started.
Awesome. What was the best reaction you got from the young man, older woman book?
You know what? That book, a lot of the older women that have read it is like, oh my gosh. Because this book wasn't as deep central as most of my other books, but it made them look at young men a little different. I hope I ain't started no trend or nothing like that, but it was like he was very mature, and in this book he is a fine arts thief. And the FBI agent that's Chastity is looking for him, and she don't even know she's looking for him, and he don't know she's looking for him, and they fall in love. And it's a lot of stuff that go on. I ain't gonna say it's gonna last or nothing. You just got to read the book to know. But
I truly understand. Now, let's move on to your paranormal romance. First, before we move on, there's a story that you wrote that we was kind of afraid we was kind of writing over each other on. Let's tell that story.
Okay, so Witchfulum, that's what it's called. Well, right as of now, it's called Witchfulum. I don't know if it's going to change because normally by the end of the book, the characters change my titles like 50 million times. But it is a paranormal, but it actually deals with the 7 African powers as well as the Loa. And I don't know how it came up. It also deals with fallen angels and witches. And, fallen angels made it with the witches. And so it tells this story kind of like how the Bible talks about the sons of God sleeping with the daughters of man. Well, it kind of tells you exactly what that meant and what it created. And so Witchfulum is kind of like Nephilims, but they're witches. And so it's like they have all of the powers of witches and all of the powers of angels, and they wreaking havoc.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have two, this is a love story. So you have 2 paranormal investigators that are married. And there is literally like these witches were able to get into their heads. And they're wreaking havoc in their minds. And so I don't want to go into too much, but they have to save one another while saving themselves.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So what are some of your other titles?
I got one that's called Soulmates now. That's my very first book, and that's the one when I got started. I was queened by other authors as the queen of lit porn. And it's not porn, but it's really good. Like, I don't believe that's porn. I just think it's really, really good, And so that's the book that started my writing career. I just started writing it as a short story, and people would read it and they was like, you need to add more, you need to add more. So I just waited, and then the character started telling me what more to write. And I don't write like full novels. I guess I do novellas or novelettes. They don't really go over 40 to 50,000 words because I'm like I can't even read a book that long. So I don't write books that long.
Right.
And so that was the first one. And then a little later on in the years, number 2 came out because they wanted to finish their story. And I don't know if there's going to be a number 3, but it sounded like they're screaming in my ears. And I'm like, okay, so we're gonna see what comes up. And then I have Gemini Breed. That is a paranormal about Haitian vampires. And it's a totally different concept than what you would believe. And the book literally is centered around the Bible scripture that love covers a multitude of sins. And so what you think is not really what you know. And so that's what that book teaches you. Like we look at sometimes, and I am, I'm pro-Black, and I look at it like I have to show that our people are not as bad as you think. And so it made it like, the things that you think are scary really isn't what's scary. But the things you think are beautiful really ain't so beautiful.
Right.
And so that's where that concept came from. It has a lot of Creole in it. And so, people, they'll have to be, I do have the I explain what the words are saying, but I wanted to tailor it to having the language or the dialect of Haiti so that people that are Haitian can read it. And like one of the complaints that I did get was, well, it has too much, of a different language in it. And I told them, well, that's uncomfortable sometimes, but we have to realize we're not the only ones on this earth. And so even though you're not comfortable with the words, there are people who know the words. And so I tailored it for everyone.
Right. Okay. So what inspires all the vampires and the supernatural and, the gods and everything? What brings those out?
I'm just cuckoo. I don't know. And so I think I have like another person. Well, I have several personalities according to most of my friends and stuff. So when you see my books, most likely I'm writing from different personalities. So this particular personality loves vampires and werewolves. And honestly, I don't really watch television unless it's something dealing with paranormal. I don't watch normal television.
I understand that. Trust me, I do understand that. You kind of draw what you're inspired by. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And that's what I think that's what inspires me to write, because to me, the real world is what's scary.
Yes, most definitely.
I don't want to be in the real world. The real world is depressing, and it's angry, and it's mean. And I can write my shifters, like I have one called Her Shifter's Future. And I can write my characters to be as good or as bad as I want them to be, but they still can be shifters. They can still have a whole lot of love, but you make them mad and they can rip your throat out. It's just whatever you choose to happen.
Right. It's your world. You control your world.
Exactly. I rather be in that world than in this world sometimes.
Now, my next question is, and I actually asked another author this question because it seems like we're all on the same wavelength. Does your characters dictate your story sometimes? Can you have like a way you write your story, and then your characters are sort of in your head, in your ear, and arguing with you? How does your characters dictate your story?
They dictate it 100%. And this is something that I told someone, and they thought I was kind of crazy when I said this, but I told them there's no such thing as writer's block. When you think you're experiencing writer's block, really what's happening is your characters doesn't have anything to say. And so you have to just give them time to make up the next part of the story instead of forcing them. So like I have a book that I've been working on Witchfulham, and they change the story like crazy. And if I try to push the story, they like, okay, well, we ain't talking about nothing. And I'll sit there for weeks and weeks like, okay, I surrender. Whatever you tell me to write, we're going to write it. And so you have to be a little bit crazy to be an author. So you have to be able to hear those inner voices and let them speak to you. Especially when you're writing fiction. Nonfiction is a totally different concept. But when you're writing fiction, you have to allow yourself to hear voices. I mean, it sounds really weird to say it that way, but you do. You have to allow yourself to hear voices.
It's definitely true. You have to hear voices. You gotta let those voices speak to you.
Yes.
You're gonna get that book written. And I don't know about you, but if I'm writing a story and I'm writing it one way and my character's nagging, no, don't do it that way, do it this way. They want to take another turn. I have to go that turn, or my story's not gonna work.
Exactly. Exactly right. So just do what they say do, and you're good.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So what would I say one of your biggest weaknesses as a writer would be?
One of my oh my gosh, concentration. I am like Dory on Finding Nemo.
Oh.
Yes, I always see a thing. I don't know. When I'm writing, I always see a thing that I could be doing. And I deal with OCD. And so I can be writing and mopping and texting and talking all at the same time.
Oh, so you're like you're a multitasker. I see what's going on. Yes.
True, but the writing normally gets pushed to the side because I see a whole lot of other things I could be doing. So I am Dory of the writing world. I always see a thing.
So you actually have to force yourself to sit down. I've got to finish this. So sit down and finish
Yes,
it.
I do. I have to tell myself you're on punishment. Turn the internet off. Don't put because my desktop, I disable my internet. And so I have to turn off my phone so that I can write because I'm okay, I'm just gonna be real. I'm addicted to thug life on Facebook.
What's wrong with that?
And when I hear that little thing go off that somebody has killed or shot up my territory, everything in life stops. And I
Right.
got to get to, if I'm driving, I need to pull over for a minute and see who it was that destroyed my territory.
Right. Because you
So,
either getting money stolen from you, you either getting your people killed, people stole your territory, something's going on.
exactly. And so I literally have to deal with it. And so when thug life is on, everything else just disappears. And I'll be typing and writing and I'll be checking to see if I got any life yet so I can go back and spin the wheel. So
Right.
that's my author's craft kryptonite right now, thug life.
That is not a problem. So what do you so where do you see your writing maybe in like 5 years?
In 5 years, I want to just be writing. I want it to get better. I want to be able to write maybe longer books, things like that. But I don't, this may sound weird, but I don't have a particular goal. I just want to write.
Nothing wrong with that.
I hear some people say, well, I want to be a millionaire in 5 years off of my books. And honestly, I don't have to be a millionaire. I just want to be able to write.
Hmm. And again, that is definitely not a problem. Now my next question is, now you have another job, which is kind of a fun job. You kind of work for AC Campbell Productions.
Yes,
And
I do.
oh yeah, as a cover artist, I don't know how you got hooked up with AC Campbell. Now you don't have to tell everybody how you somehow hooked up with us. I don't know.
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I honestly have no clue how. I think it was just through Facebook somehow. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. You do bound book covers. I don't know what it is, but I've had 3 book covers, actually 4 if you count one of my clients' books. You gave me 4 bound book covers, and I fell in love with you. And now you are now a part of the AC Campbell family. So definitely, thank you so much.
I appreciate it because I'm gonna tell you, I've been doing graphic design since I graduated in 2007, and I was doing it and I just kind of stopped. And then when someone presented doing book covers, I was like, I don't know, I'm good. I can, because I do videos and some animations and stuff, and I was fine with that. And then when I started writing, I was like, no, I want to do my own covers because I know what my ideas are. This is how I want to control it. And when I started doing the book covers, at first it was very tedious because of OCD. And I tell any client, if you need a book within like 3 days, I'm the wrong person.
I'm but
Because I am the type that will blow the cover up and make sure every pixel meet and everything has to be in a certain order. And if it's not, I can't release that book. And I'll fuss with clients like, that book cover is ugly. I'm not sending you that, and you're not producing that cover or publishing that cover with my name on it and it look like that. We're gonna finish it, So because they be
and
like, just hurry up, just give me something. No, I can't just give you anything.
that's the reason. That's the reason why I love your covers, because you tell me, you'll sit here and argue with me. No, I'm not giving you that cover. No, let me see what I can do. No, you're gonna look through Adobe Stock. You tell me what you want, and we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna discover. This cover is gonna be good, and that's what I love about you. That's why I love. That's why I love your covers, and that's why you're doing it for AT Campbell Productions as well as Hard Drive Publishing. And I mean, like I say, I love your work. And you think your OCD is a hindrance? No, it actually is a blessing.
Thank you, because I do sometimes I'll be like, "Ooh, these people not gonna come back to me," and you know, and I'd be like, "I'm sorry," but because normally most time I do send them, the beginning to let them see what the pictures are gonna look like on the cover, because and that's one thing that I do. I send you to find the pictures that you want, and one of the reasons why is because I'm a no nonsense person. And so if you come to me for something, I'm going to give you what you want. And so to stop the process from getting really tedious, I send you to find what you like. And then I work with what you like instead of me doing it. Then you go, oh, no, I think I want another this. Or let's just knock it out the first time. Go find what you like. Give me the number. I'm going to plug it in and we're going to roll with that.
You done it with me a couple, especially one of my clients. So it's like you have done. I mean, you do it all the time. So I've never had a bad cover from you. You never actually let me accept a bad cover. So that's what I love about you here at the organization. So, and also too, another thing too, you've introduced us to a new music guy, which you'll be hearing music from soon. And basically, you just opened a new way to production. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Break Bread Production is actually owned by Chad Terrell Martin. I call him Chad. I call him CT. And he graduated from Full Sail University in Florida, and he developed this company, and he called himself Chiggy. And so, but his beats are great. Like, you tell him what you need and you just kind of give him a brief synopsis of what you want, and he makes the beat, and he literally makes them by hand. He has this beat machine. I be seeing him over there and you can't hear it, but I'm hearing this tapping, and I'm like, that's just a bunch of noise. But then when it comes out, you're like, where that drum beat come? And you're like, well, how you made that drum beat? And so he's a very talented young man. And he's doing his thing. He cares about the music. It's not just about putting out music, it's about putting out quality music that people will love years and years down the road. And you've heard his one beat to your book. That was a hot beat. Now I ain't gonna lie, that was a hot beat.
HD Campbell Productions. Hard Drive Publishing.
You don't know me, but your husband does. Whether he willingly wants me or not, I will have him. And there's absolutely nothing, I mean nothing, you can do about it. Just check out what I can do, because none of you women with loyal husbands are safe.
So my next question to you is, I mean, what do you do when you're not working?
Cooking and baking and family. My children are my world, and so especially my 16-year-old, she is home, and I just center my life around the things that she needs. I love the garden. I just started my first herbal garden, and I go out every day and look at it. Like, it's not gonna grow overnight, but I'm out there every day just peeking. And so that's really what I do. I'm trying to live my best life. And helping people is my thing. So even when I'm not working, I'm finding some kind of way to help someone. And I do practice a lot of self-love, but just helping people is my thing.
You see, I love it. You've done a lot for me, and I really appreciate you for that. And I've actually seen you do for a lot of other people, and I definitely appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to working with more things with you in the future. So my next question is, how can we get to know you as a person, get to buy your books, get to hire you? How do I get to know you guys?
So you can go to my website, queenanoshi.com, and it talks a little bit about me. Um, and if you want to hire me for anything, you just shoot me a quick email inside of on my website, or you can go to authoress Anoshi at gmail.com and do that as well. And if you email me, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to interact with you. You know, it won't be like one of those generic messages like, oh, thank you for contacting Queen Anoshi. You're, very special to her. That's not what I give. I will write you back and we will talk. You know, if you want to know the author, you know the author. Now, there are some personal things you may not never know about me. And, everybody don't need to know everything, right? So, but the basics is I will always talk to you. I don't think I can ever get too big to where people become small.
Okay. That's not a problem. Yeah, I love when people interact with people who contact them. I don't like generic things. I don't like, thank you for contacting me, da da da. That's why I have my Facebook page so open, because I want you to talk to me. I want you to interact with me. I want you to, chat with me. So I wish more people actually did that. So you're about business, but you also are about the right business, which is one thing
Yeah,
I do.
I'm about people. And so you can also get my books. If you go on my website, it's going to connect you to Amazon, where you can, get the ebook or just a regular paperback. But if you email me, I have a donation button where you can actually get a signed copy. And the reason why I do it as a donation is because we take the proceeds from our books and we give it back to the community and helping with learning about post-traumatic stress disorder and things like that. So those profits literally go back into helping.
Yeah, truly love that. Definitely love that. And we love you for that. That's definitely not a problem. So, next I want to say, like I say, I normally give you the floor, the last word. Is there anything that you'd like to say, any challenge want to give, advice, whatever you want to do, the floor is yours.
So I would just tell people to love life, live life to the fullest. Let every day be the best day of your life. Don't go against the tides, just ebb and flow. If you are a writer, write from your heart. Don't write to be competitive. Don't write to get the book done. Just write to love it. And if you write to love it, it will become a masterpiece. Whether 10,000 people buy it or 10 million people buy it, it still will be your masterpiece. So believe in yourself, but do everything, whatever you do from your heart. And let that genuine, I don't know if that's a word, but let the genuine you be. I make up words, by the way, so I can make up words. You'd be like, I ain't never heard that word before. So I don't know if genuality is an actual word or not, but I like it. It sounds good, so we're going to use that word.
We're authors. We can make up words. So authors
We can make up words. And so also, if you want any beats done, you can actually contact Chad Martin at chiggymartin@gmail.com. And he'll send you samples of his music so that you can kind of hear what he does, and he give you rates and everything on making your music and everything. Once he make it, it is yours. You won't hear it on anybody else's stuff. So that's another thing.
Yeah, I love that. So thank you so much for talking to me. I hope, and also to one last quick question. How are you doing with the whole social distancing thing? Are you okay, or?
Yes, because I was already introverted. So this is like my time to shine, like I didn't like being out anyway. So even my doctor was like, oh, so I know you haven't. I'm like, yes, now I got an excuse not to go, And so it's fine. I'm with the people that I love. So if you're with the people that you love and the people that you trust, there's no such thing as social distancing. because you have everything you need within your home, and that's all that matters.
That is so true. And if you're with everyone you love, everyone and everything you love, then you're truly not ever alone anyway.
No. And then if you have yourself and self-love, you can never be alone.
No.
And then the voices in your head, you got like a whole bunch of friends. My daughter be like, Mama,
If I just count them, I'm never alone, most definitely.
Mama, my daughter be like, Mama, who you talking to?
Yep.
I'm good enough. I've changed my voice a little bit and talking third person and all that good stuff. So, but that's what I would just tell anybody. Just love. Just love is everything. And if you love what you do and you love other people, you can't go wrong.
And when we come back, we're going to have H.D. Campbell's 2 cents. Stay tuned.
You know, even after 20 years, readers are still captivated with How to Lose a Black Woman. Now, in its second printing, follow the story of Bruce Williams. Shall I say, mild-mannered school teacher in search of love? Using social media, prayer, and a lot of trial and error, Bruce fights to learn what a true relationship is all about. Filled with original poetry by H.D. Campbell, it's a lesson from one young man's point of view. Buy How to Lose a Black Woman on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Smashwords, in your favorite bookstore, and even on his website at www.hdcampbell3.com. And as always, let your writing fuel your spirit. By Late Murder at 10 by H.D. Campbell. Former investigative reporter Mark Alexander thought his life hit a slump when a mass shooting results in the murder of a controversial news anchor. Can Mark get out of his head long enough to crack this case? Well, I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to get your own copy of Late Murder at 10 on Amazon.com and coming soon to your favorite bookstore.
I want to talk about patience in editing. As everybody knows, I'm a professional editor. I edit for Hard Drive Publishing, as well as I edit for individual clients, and I definitely do it for myself. I have this book. This is the second printing of my first book that I published in 2000, How to Lose a Black Woman. Yes, 2000, my first book, and the reprint came 2 years ago. I want to talk about editing as well as patience. I'll get a lot of clients who give me books to give them, and as an editor, I treat your books like my books. I'll first go over it and look and see what I need to work with. Then I'll actually start making the edits. See, I edit all kinds. I edit poetry, I edit fiction, I edit nonfiction, and they all are edited in different ways, but I can edit them. The reason I'm bringing up patience is because I'll get some clients who think, well, this, and this, you messed up my manuscript. No, this is me editing. I'm not messing with your style, nor am I messing with your dialogue. I'm not messing with anything. What I am messing with is the fact that I want your book to be the best quality. We may not always agree, but we will come to a medium once your book is finished. The reason I bring all that up is to say that patience in editing, even if you edit yourself, it takes a lot of patience. Sometimes you may make a deadline for yourself that you may have to go over. Sometimes, like with my latest book, Tempestra, which is not shown here, it took me literally 20 edits to get through the book. I'll read the book, I see something I don't like, I'll go over it again, and going over it again, and going over it again. In editing, you cannot be satisfied or in good faith put a book out there if the book is not quality. And that's with anything, with cooking, with singing, with reading, with anything. Anything of poor quality will not do well. So today's HD's 2 cents is, please be patient with your editors. Please be patient when you edit. Please be patient because, see, I'd rather my clients get mad at me and ask me what's taking so long, as opposed to me rushing through their manuscript and the script is bad. And then that's bad on them and me. Well, that's it for the Author's Corner. Next week, I'm going to have a treat. I'm going to have Arthur Dakari, and he's going to talk about his book, The Gorilla Series, as well as author and host of her own talk show, Latrice Carter. We'll be talking about her books, her show. We're just going to have a good time. So, until next time, peace, hair grease, and as always, let your writing fuel your spirit, and ultimately, God bless you.